What do you get when you have a person that's raised in a society where they're constantly being given negative feedback? Although there is some positive feedback, and sometimes you're told that you've done well and that you're good, a lot of the time you're just constantly making mistakes. You're doing this wrong, that wrong, you need to do this more like that, and that more like this. And you're getting flustered and frustrated, and you don't understand. Half the time it's not explained to you why they're giving you this feedback. They're just telling you, don't do this, don't do that. In your brain, it develops a little voice, a little nagging, negative, ego voice that goes with you for the rest of your life. And you get to have the pleasure of constantly having yourself be criticized in everything that you're doing. So you try to paint for the first time. And of course, you're not very talented or skilled because you've barely ever done it before. You know, maybe you have some raw talent, but it's not developed yet. You give it a shot. Oh, well, it's not good enough. You know, no, somebody else does it better than me. This person made it like that, and I can't ever reach that point because look at this, it's just a piece of shit. I'm gonna give up right now before anybody makes fun of me. Or you try to make a video like what I did, and you look at it and you go, wow, well, this sucks compared to all the other people out there. And, you know, I don't really think this is any good. I wouldn't watch this, so you want to give up. Now, the difference between somebody that becomes successful in their life and someone who doesn't is that they literally say, shut up. And that's what I did. I said, shut up, shut up, shut up, because it's not helping me. When has that voice ever helped you? Maybe that one time where it kept you from embarrassing yourself. Maybe that one time where things really did go wrong for the person that put themselves out there. But here's the thing, you learn from failing and winning. Not just from winning. And failing is a very important part of actually becoming successful at anything. So the fact that you would let you not being good enough or that this isn't as good as somebody else keep you from continuing to practice, keep you from putting yourself out there is ludicrous. It's crazy. It's insane. You have to say, shut up. And what this video is really about is discontinuing the self-criticism, because you're gonna get feedback from the outside world. You're gonna get all of these voices that are constantly telling you how you can't do this and you can't do that and you're not good enough and you don't have the credentials, you don't have the experience, you're too young, you're too old, you're too fat, you're too skinny, overqualified, underqualified. You're just not the right fit. You just aren't capable of it. And that's enough. You don't need yourself on that same boat, on that same train, backing those voices. So tell that part of your brain, tell that part of your ego, tell that little voice in your head that it can keep quiet. Because it's never gonna help you achieve your goals. It's never going to encourage you. And the only thing it's good for is making you feel like crap. Now, some people will argue with me here and say, well, isn't a little bit of self-criticism healthy? Shouldn't I assess what skill level I'm at and, you know, kind of review how I'm doing? That's a totally separate entity we're talking about here. Reviewing your progress, looking at how you've been progressing over the last 3 months, 3 years, looking at the charts and the graphs and actually analyzing, that's very left brain, very technical, very logical. That's fine. Do that as much as you like. In fact, that's very healthy and helpful to see that you're making progress and understand what you could do better. But that other part is an emotional, negative narrator that's always telling you, hey, you're doing this wrong and you're not good enough for this and you said this and why didn't you tell them that and you should have said this differently. And do you know what they think about you? They think that you're just one of those people, right? And it's this constant nagging, negative nonsense. Negative nonsense. That's all it is. And I'm asking you to remove it from your life because I want you to be able to experience life to its fullest, to actually be able to achieve your goals and your dreams. And I know that for me, so long as that thing was still spinning, so long as that voice was still going, impossible to do anything, impossible to even try because you can't get yourself to move because it's constantly paralyzing you. And even from time to time, I'll get that voice popping back up in my head. Oh, you want to try something new? I don't think so. Remember last time? It didn't work out so well for you, did it? So maybe you should just chill out a little bit. And I say, shut up. Time to go out there. Time to try again. Fail again. Fail better this time. Over and over and over, and you get better and better and better, and that thing gets quieter and quieter, and before you know it, you can barely hear it anymore. Before you know it, it's like this little whisper, and you don't even know. You're like, what is that? What? No, I don't feel like I'm not good enough. I got this. I'm ready. Let's go. And your self-esteem goes up. Your self-confidence goes up. You're able to be present in the moment, actually focused on the task at hand. And when you review, when you actually look at giving yourself feedback, it's genuine, it's based in reality, it's not emotional, it's not irrational. And in fact, it boosts your confidence, boosts your growth. And overall, you become a happy person because you don't have negative, nagging nonsense going on in your head.